Welcome to the prisons of Star Wars. If you've seen anything from the galaxy far, far away, then you will likely know about the Empire using labor camps and prisons to control the masses. However, the Empire wasn't the only faction responsible for having these kinds of detention centers, from the Pike Syndicate and Hutt Empire, all the way to the Republic, Separatists, and more. Star Wars has no shortage of prisons in the galaxy. During the first story arc in Season 4 of the Clone Wars, we follow the story of two aquatic species known as the Mon Cala and the Quaren. They were on the brink of a civil war after the Mon Cala king was assassinated. The Quarrens were being manipulated by a CIS ambassador and did not want to support the young Mon Cala prince, Lee Char, as their planet's next king. Many Quarrens formed a new group called the Quaren Isolation League. Alongside Count Dooku's separatist army, they planned an attack on the Mon Cala capital city.
It's an attack! Take cover!
The separatist ambassador known as Riff Tamson led the assault on Prince Lee Char's people. Tamson was a member of the street shark wannabe species known as the Karkarodon. I can only imagine how deadly an entire army of Karkarodons would be.
Some say that it's no good. Half shark, half man, fighting evil, that's the plan. Street sharks.
Instead of more shark people this time, he deployed an army of underwater super battle droids alongside the Quaren Isolation League. After a lot of back and forth fighting, Tamson unleashed these huge hydroid medusas, which were these cyborg jellyfish. This put the main Republic group on the retreat. Our group consisted of Special Ops clone troopers, Kit Fisto, Anakin Skywalker, Padme Amidala, Prince Lee Char, and the legendary Captain Ackbar.
Your father would be proud of you.
Proud? We lost.
Today, you learn the hardest lesson a commander can learn. How to live to fight another day.
While hiding beneath the city, the survivors called to the Jedi Order for help. The Council decided that they would call upon the Gungan army to deploy as reinforcements, hoping that they would return the favor for freeing and unifying the planet of Naboo. The Gungans agreed to help, and their plasma-based weapons proved extremely effective against the hydroid medusas, finally giving the Republic an edge in the fight. Once the odds turned in favor of the Republic, Riff Tamson deployed a fleet of CIS Trident assault ships, the same ones that were used against Kamino. They used their massive arms to cause a whirlpool that left the Gungan, Mon Cala and Republic armies defenseless. Kit Fisto faced off against Riff Tamson, who turned out to be an insane combatant. Even though he had help from the droids, he managed to defeat the legendary Jedi Master.
So many prisoners. Where are they taking them?
To become slaves. What you see, Prince, is the future of all the people on this world. Mon Cala and Quaren.
Anakin, Padme, Jar Jar Binks, and many soldiers were also captured and finally taken to the CIS's makeshift underwater prison. The majority of the prisoners of war were held in a prison camp where they were constantly guarded by battle droids and blocked into an area by these electrified walls.
Internment camps have been set up below the city. Gather the rabble there, then set them to work.
The women and children
Are to be sent as well. Is that understood?
The two captured Jedi were held in a cage made from these violent electric eels, while Padme and Jar Jar were held by these giant-looking crab droids. Ahsoka and Prince Lee Char went to try and convince the Quaren leader to stop helping the Separatists. However, he was with Riff Tamson and his henchmen. That's when the two of them were also detained, with the prince scheduled for public execution.
As long as I live, I shall give all people of Mon Cala hope to fight another day.
That is why I have scheduled your public execution.
take him away!
You are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take her away!
Lee Char's plea to the Quaren leader, who was a former friend of the prince's father, managed to sway him, and he saved Lee Char's life by conducting a counterattack on Tamson and his separatist enforcers. During the final skirmish, Street Shark Tamson was planting charges on his enemies to blow them up as he swam away. After he saw that, Lee Char ended up stealing one of the charges from Tamson and stuck it to his opponent. Tamson blew up and his frickin' head could be seen torn apart and floating in the water. This had to be one of the most brutal scenes from the whole series. Once the Separatist forces were defeated, Prince Lee Char was crowned as the new king of Mon Cala in a ceremony that included both of the species from the planet.
He doesn't seem to take a hint, this guy.